Hey everybody, welcome to Never Stop Building. I'm Jason, and when we last left off this pressure washer, I blew the engine up. If you haven't seen the first set of repairs, where I replaced the pump and rewired the whole thing, go check out that video, and let's try to make it work all over again.
Sometimes you get a used piece of equipment, and it costs you more than you were hoping to spend on it. I guess I'm still lucky, even with replacing both the pump and the engine. I think I'm still in the green as far as like total money spent versus having a very nice heated pressure washer. But you can't always predict the future. I guess the worst is that I wish I knew the blind spot that I had that allowed this engine to explode. If I knew, like if the shaking or there was something that tipped me off that like, hey, there's something wrong in this engine. But yeah, I mean, it vibrated a lot, but it had oil, and we waited for it to cool completely down, and maybe there was something internal, and it just went. Maybe that's why the guy was selling it, because something was happening. But not to be deterred, got a brand new Harbor Freight special. Apparently, I've read that these engines are quite good if you take the time and break them in correctly. Running them for a certain period of time and then changing the oil, then running them for a longer period of time, then changing the oil, and then I've heard they last 10 years. And what's nice is this sort of style of engine is there's so many companies making knockoffs. There's a Honda engine that's basically what this is knocked off of. This one is made by some random company in China. There's a Thailand one, a Lifan, I think. This is Harbor Freight's Predator. I don't know what company makes this. Harbor Freight Tools. Yeah, so they must commission the company directly. And, it has the same shaft, same key, same bolt pattern, same general size. The bonus we got with this, I didn't even realize this until I got to the store, is it has electric start. So that'll be nice to, not have to worry about yanking this thing to get it started. Let's just swap this engine and get back to business. Ooh. Oh! We got carnage. Cam. This looks like the bottom of a connecting rod. Wow, that is spalled up. There's something else. That looks like the other part of the connecting rod. There's a snapped bolt. Some sort of balancing shaft or something. There's the rest of the connecting rod. I checked the oil so many times. Lord, this just exploded. I mean, maybe the piston seized. Or something is weird with the oil. I don't know. I mean, it had the right amount of oil, but it just exploded and completely shredded the connecting rod. So there's no marking on the valve, so I don't think it was a valve crash. The cylinder wall is oily. That is crazy. Look at that. Man, I have no earthly idea. Either this engine was just too hot and the cylinder stuck and it just shredded the connecting rod, or the connecting rod was failing in some way. I mean, there's a lot of wear on the race. I wonder if this was just metal on metal. Maybe this got too hot or something, or maybe there wasn't enough oil, but there's oil everywhere. I mean, there's oil in the cylinder. The cylinder wall looks great. Maybe they ran it low on oil and it started to spall a little on that race. And then it just shredded when it got too hot or something. Very peculiar. Well, all right, let's put the new engine in and throw all this garbage away. Well, this isn't going to be very good if it doesn't fit. Oh, it barely fits. All right, this engine is a tight squeeze. Right here, it's hitting. So I might just put a notch in this tube here so that we can get, the fuel tank can fit. There's no adjustability on the fuel tank, unfortunately. Oh, baby. Yes, the engine fits. I want to break in this engine properly. So I'm not actually going to hook up the pump at all, because I don't want to run this engine for like, a half hour with it connected to the pressure washer pump for wear reasons. And also, I mean, I could run cool water through the pump just to like keep everything cold, but I don't want to, I just don't want to do that. The other thing is, I don't want to put it all back together because this is the oil drain plug. And obviously if I open this up right now, it's going to blast oil everywhere and it's going to like seep under there and it's going to be disgusting. So I'm going to order a M12, I guess it's an M12 1.5 thread to NPT or something similar adapter. And then I'll just have a little pipe and a simple ball valve. That way when I do oil changes, I can just open the ball valve and away I go, and it's not a huge mess. If you make maintenance easy, you will do maintenance. If oil changing is literally draining the oil into a catch can and putting new oil in, that's like a 10-minute job. But if it's, propping up the machine or getting some sort of weird chute thing going, or oil is all over your machine now and you gotta sop it up and it's a huge mess, it's like, oh, I don't feel like changing the oil right now. Especially because I have to change the oil twice to break this engine in correctly, so I'd rather not make the mess. I'm thinking this is where the battery is going to end up living. Nice to not, I'd like to have it not down because water spraying around and stuff like that. I'll probably build like a little battery tray and just weld it onto this frame here. For now, I'm just going to let it sit here for testing. All right, so we got gas, we got oil in this thing, battery's hooked up, ready to go. I'm gonna pull the spark plug so that I can crank it a little bit and get some oil on the engine. I don't wanna have it start up dry. So I hope this works. That's loud. All right, we got oil. Now I'm gonna put that spark plug back. Throttle down, fuel on, choked. Let's see if she starts up. Probably choke is unnecessary. Cool. All right, so we got the engine in. I just ran this engine on idle for a half hour-ish with fresh oil. Let it cool down a little bit, then change the oil. Possibly trying to put the new oil drain in there before I do it. Trying to avoid making a heinous mess. I made this little copper chute, which hopefully will make for a nice little oil slide. So this is the first oil change after the 30-minute break-in. We're gonna change the oil, put in the new valve, and then we're gonna run it partial throttle for another 30 minutes. How often do you think oil's gonna get changed if this is the kind of mess you have to deal with every time you do it? It's pretty clean oil there.
It's been run for an hour, 2 oil changes. So this will be the oil for its first real service interval. All right, I think the Yokohama is back in action. We got the new engine in, welded on a nice little battery box for the electric start. Added an oil drain to make oil changes easier. Tightened everything up. Broke the engine in. I think it's time to start this puppy up and test it out.